What's going on, everybody? 10:02 on the Fan. This is the Tiki and Tierney Show. Let's get it. We got another big weekend coming up. Obviously, the NFL draft rolls in. We'll get to that. Knicks Heat. We'll get to that. Rangers hanging by an absolute thread. Wow. And, of course, the Devils, by the other flip of the coin there, are rolling here. They are a win away from moving on. A lot of baseball, and we start with the baseball. Tiki, by the way, is out in Florida. He's at Disney. His daughter, Brooklyn, has the cheer competition. I'm in studio, so we are together, which is awesome. One thing that it's not is when a superstar goes down. Now, listen, nobody knows what happened with Aaron Judge yet. Hell, we didn't even know what originally happened. When that first went, and I was watching that live, when that first happened, I'm like, I mean, everybody surmised it was the wrist. It was the hand from the awkward slide the day before. We find out from Meredith Marakovitz, and then obviously on social media, probably, I think it was like 2 innings later, it's not the hand, it's not the wrist, it's the hip. All right. Now, I know that some are getting on Boone for, why would you let him play? Because the guy loves to play baseball. That's why we love Judge, because he wants to play every day. But I got to tell you, Aaron Judge is the most indispensable athlete in New York. And with him, the Yankees aren't even good enough in my estimation. Without him, they're absolutely cooked.
Well, let me address the first part about why you let him play. Because he wasn't complaining about a hip injury. He was maybe complaining about his wrist was banged up, but he also knows how important he is to this team. They hear what we say. They hear what media says, that this team has been scuffling for a little bit here. Nothing terminal. Again, I always bring that up, but it's not like they're not making the postseason. Well, maybe it depends on if they turn this thing around, but he wants to be a part of making this Yankee team good. That's why he plays. And if it's not something that's going to be long-term detrimental, of course he's going to play. He got a little discomfort, and so now he's out. Now, you talk about him being the most indispensable athlete in New York. You're right about the first name. I think now, because of the Aaron Rodgers signing, it's got to be Aaron Rodgers, not Aaron Judge.
Well,
He's the most indispensable player. Seriously,
wow.
Think about if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt in week 3 of the NFL season for the New York Jets, and Zach Wilson is now back at quarterback. Now, maybe he figures it out in the first, a month and a half of training camp and, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 weeks, but I doubt that.
Yeah.
To me, it's Aaron Rodgers who's the most indispensable, even though Aaron Judge is a very close second to me.
Well, that's interesting. It's funny. I'm not even lumping Rodgers in there yet because he hasn't taken a snap yet when you say that. Yeah, I can't say that you're wrong. I want to point out an inconsistency as well, just before we get a little bit deeper dive into this at 877-337-6666. Now, we can't be so inconsistent where we hammer guys for taking maintenance days in the NBA, or this guy's soft, or this guy doesn't answer the bell. I'm not saying Giancarlo Stanton is soft, but he certainly doesn't answer the bell enough for Yankee fans' liking. And now all of a sudden flip the script so quickly and so recklessly and say, well, again, Aaron Judge, for the betterment of the team, it's a marathon, not a sprint. He shouldn't have played last night. I just want to make sure that I reinforce that point. I love the fact that he plays, and I know that he was a little bit banged up, and Aaron Boone said, I thought about maybe not running him out there, but he convinced me he's ready to go. And that's what you want your stars to do, because this team without Aaron Judge is borderline unwatchable. Now, back to the Rodgers compare. And by the way, you can even tell me, whether it's Shesterkin, whether it's maybe even Garrett Cole, whether it's Pete Alonso, whether it's Daniel Jones for the Giants a year ago. I don't know that everybody's going to absolutely agree with my assertion that Judge is the most indispensable athlete in the city. But even without Aaron Rodgers, right, the Jets were in the hunt with the worst quarterback play in the league. Granted, didn't score a touchdown for 3 straight games, and they just limped to the finish line. But even if under your theoretical example here, like if Rodgers went down, God forbid, I still think the Jets are more interesting without Rodgers than the Yankees are without Aaron Judge.
Yeah, so if you're talking about a watchable product or the enjoyment factor from a fan standpoint, I mean, almost malicious, not even maliciously, it's the wrong word, but almost just, I don't know, like Jet Melee's nature, you'd watch them because you'd hope that Zach figures it out. right? You'd be saying, I hope Zach figured it out in football. And the action in football is different. But if you're watching baseball and nobody's hitting and nobody's getting on base, leaving guys at first, second, whatever, and you're not scoring any runs, that is the worst type of fan enjoyment. It's not even enjoyment, it's the wrong word, that there is out there. Baseball without scoring, baseball without action is really hard to watch. So if you're talking about from a wins and losses standpoint, I'm probably going to still stay with Aaron Rodgers. If you're talking about from a I'm going to sit my ass in a chair and watch this standpoint, you're right. It is Aaron Judge.
It's 10:08 on the Fan. It's Tiki and Tierney. Hopefully everybody is well and ready to rock this weekend. Ranger fans, I get it. The emotions frayed. Knick fans fired up. Met fans, you needed that one last night. Yankees have had their hitting shoes on a little bit more last couple of games, which is good. And here we are in the midst of all the NFL stuff with the draft. By the way, we'll have Joe Klecko today. Hoff, what is that, 12:40 with Joe?
12:40.
Yes, sir. So I was watching it this morning. Our friends over at SNY sent me an advance. I think you got it as well.
Yes.
The advanced copy of the Klecko documentary or show that's going to air over the weekend or early next week on SNY. It's great. So we'll talk to Joe about Rodgers, talk about his Hall of Fame. You and I will both be out there in Canton in August to watch Joe and Revis get enshrined. So we got a lot of good things in front of us. But without Judge, and again, I don't think that we get at some point today, oh my God, he remember Alex Rodriguez hurt his labrum in his hip years ago? Okay. It doesn't strike me as that. I'm not sitting here saying he's out 6 to 8 weeks or he's going to be under the knife. No. But this is a grave concern because even a remotely diminished Aaron Judge, who generates all sorts of torque and power and explosion from his hips. I mean, you think about the concept of hitting a baseball, it's and this is kind of a newer teaching, but the back leg drives down hard. The back leg drives hard. Now for him, that's his right hip.
Yeah.
And that's the driving aspect that generates the power, the speed, and him being Aaron Judge. And if that's 70%, 80%, and Aaron Judge is 70%, 80%, even if it's for a couple of weeks, Yankees might get buried. I'm not saying that, again, wild card, whatever. I don't like this team, the way it's made up. You know that. I'm on the record. But the Rays are going to win. They're going to run away with this thing, at least run away from the Yankees.
Yeah,
they're going to.
In the early part, there's no doubt that they are because it's not just a fluke. They're not just winning against bad teams, which they also are doing. They're smashing home runs, and their starting rotation has been phenomenal to start the season. So it's not flukish. They develop their players really well, and the only way that the Yankees get back in this thing in the short term is if they're fully healthy, and they're not. Right, we already know about the guys that are hurt. Bader's still out. Stanton's out. The rotation. Sevy, I think I read he just had a setback, and he didn't have a setback. It was
Rodon did.
Rodon had a setback
a couple of days ago. Sure.
Yep.
The back.
Sevy's doing bullpen sessions, but he's not quite ready yet.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of question marks with the Yankees, and the last thing you need is Aaron Judge to be one of those question marks as well.
All right, Teek. So we're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. So let's just for a moment suspend the other options, whether it's Rodgers, whether it's Daniel Jones, in terms of this indispensability factor, if you will, meaning you take player X away from team Y, which team in our city is most adversely affected? Now, you want to say, and it's amazing because he's probably going to be third team All-NBA this year. Again, a couple of years ago he was second, so that'll be 2 and 3 years. Julius Randle. Well, at the end of the season, they played well without, or at least Toppin played well without Randle, and they won the game the other night in Cleveland without him in the second half, and Toppin came in and banged 10 points. Now, that's a small sample, but even without Randle for a little bit, I think there's enough other components, especially against the matchup that I like with Miami, for the Knicks to be fine. You tell me, let's say, and it doesn't seem like they're going to at this point. Looks like the Devils seized all energy and karma here. Devils look real. This series is totally flipped. But let's say coming into the series, Shesterkin was out 2 weeks. Anybody picking the Rangers to win that series? Probably not.
Nope.
So that's good. But let's just stick for a moment baseball. Baseball on baseball. The Yankees, and Hoff, I want you to chime in here as well. Make sure we have an objective voice, which you certainly are not.
Well, that's not going
Well,
to be
but,
the
I
case.
say that facetiously, Teak. You know how he is. He's a
Of course.
wired maniac who's getting ready to sprout Alonso wings. And maybe Alonso's the answer. Judge, well, the Yankees without Judge for a month versus the Mets without Alonso for a month. What is the more problematic situation for the team? Yanks or Mets more adversely affected? No Judge, 30 games or so. No Alonso, 30
well, I think
games.
The easy answer is Judge because of
Is
Stanton.
it though?
Yeah, because Stanton's also out. I mean, as it's currently situated with Giancarlo Stanton out, and look, Anthony Volpe's starting to hit. It's actually great to see it. We talked about this yesterday. He's scoring runs. Peraza's been okay as well. Torres hit a home run. So there's a couple of pieces, but there really isn't danger to score the way the Yankees have to score, right? And that's the most important qualifier there.
Yeah.
The way the Yankees have to score. I think without Pete Alonso, the Mets they'll figure it out. Right?
I don't know about that.
I
Boy,
just
that's
feel
confidence.
Like they would. Well, maybe I'm thinking historically. Maybe I'm thinking more of last year when they were a top, 5 scoring offense that found ways to manufacture runs. They haven't done a bunch of that this year,
Yeah.
but I think if they had to, they could. At least I would have faith that they could. Whereas with the Yankees, they're not small balling their way to 5 runs. So I just think I think the circumstances around the Mets and how Buck would manage that team is different than how the Yankees would be. They'd just be stuck having
station
Gleyber
to
Torres.
station.
Yeah, Gleyber Torres now trying to swing for the
Oh,
fences.
my goodness. Hoff, you agree?
No, I don't. And I'll just simply put the last 5 games, the Mets lost 4 of them, and that's a lot of because Alonso did nothing. He hit yesterday. He had some couple big hits. Big clutch double to tie the game up. Had a single early in the game. Pete Alonso's bat in the Mets lineup is more significant than Aaron Judge.
He's laughing at you.
I know, but
Tiki
Tiki thinks I'm a joke these days. I
No,
get it.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't at all. But I know what you're saying, Hoff, because he's the one guy you rely upon to smash home runs. It's Pete Alonso. There's nobody else.
It's
right?
more than just home runs. It's clutch hits, dude. Stop with the power nonsense. No one's talking about power. He's a clutch hitter.
No, but he's a power hitter. I'm not saying he's not clutch, but come on.
Sometimes he's
Talk like he's Rod Carew. Come on, dude. He's 240 pounds of muscle and explosion and strength.
You know what? Sometimes though, he'll give you a little slap hit like Ichiro.
He will. Yeah, no, he will slap one to right on again. You're not wrong with that, but he's a power guy. Keep going, Teak.
Yeah, so my point is that I know what you're trying to say, Hoff, that there are...
Oh, he's saying that you can't even formulate your thoughts coherently is what he's saying. Oh, you're not saying that?
Because without Alonso, you're struggling for... Where's the power? Where's the extra base hits?
My boy
right?
Beatty. I told you he's going to be good, Brett Beatty.
Yeah, he's over 300
He's going to be a star.
321, he said. 3 for 3 yesterday in a walk. Dude,
I
it was
know,
awesome.
I know.
But yeah, you were right on Beatty. But so maybe it is Beatty, but you can't fully...
What about the superstar Lindor? Let me ask you this. Who's the second best player on the... Let's maybe look at it this way. Let's put Judge in this corner and Alonso in this corner. Who's the second best everyday Yankee? Who is it? I'm genuinely asking the question. That's a tough question. That's actually a really hard question. Which speaks to the issues.
By the way, BT, that's why Judge is indispensable.
Okay, yeah, no, I got you. But who do you, I want a name? Who do you think is the second best everyday Yankee? It's either Torres
Rizzo,
or DJ.
It's a bad. It's got to be Rizzo.
Probably,
right now.
okay, Rizzo. We'll go with that's true. I forgot it. Rizzo. Who's the second best everyday Met? Lindor, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though it's going to quickly become Beatty.
Okay. Who's more equipped to carry a team for 15, 18, 20 games night to night if they had to? Lindor or Rizzo?
Rizzo.
I'd probably agree. Which means that Alonso's more important if you go by that equation.
Oh, okay. Who's right?
Look,
Well,
we
I
talked
don't know if I'm right.
ourselves into seeing it the other way.
I'm Tink. I'm just creating conversation, brother. That's all. Two sides of the aisle. All right, 877-337-6666. Let's get Matty up first, Jersey City. Matt, what's going on?
Hey, Brandon, Tiki, how's it going? Thanks for taking the call.
You got it, Matt.
Just wanted to comment on the Alonso and Judge comparison. Full disclosure, I'm a Mets fan, so maybe this comes across as biased. But, I mean, I think the Yankees are in a much more precarious situation over the long haul compared to the Mets if they were to lose Alonso. And reason being is think the Mets are the deeper team. I think they have the deeper lineup. I mean, they're having it. One of the best shortstops in baseball, a batting champion.
Mm-hmm.
And with Nimmo, he's, I think, proven early on this year is one of the top center fielders in the game.
Hey, listen, just cut to the chase, Matt. When you talk about Nimmo, just say he's one of the best leadoff hitters in baseball. Keep the train moving. You don't have to qualify that. Nimmo's really good.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess in terms of lineup, I think the Mets are in a better situation. I mean, pitching's a different story, I think.
Yep, could be.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
That's basically what my feelings are on that. And hopefully both teams don't lose either of them for the long haul because they're both going to be in trouble if that is the case.
No, that's true. And trust me, Matt, thanks for the call. Last thing we're trying to do is put the mush on anybody here, but we just reacted to Judge last night. I mean, I was thinking about this when I, as we all did, thought it was initially the hand or the wrist as a byproduct from that slide, just because of when they watered that stupid field out there. Mm-hmm. It's their fault. Judge knows how to slide. It's not his fault. And
he is 280.
I know. Probably go wheels first, not head first, buddy. Exactly. You know. And I look at what I thought was initially a hand injury, and now measure that against the wrist. Against the hip injury. I'm saying to myself, all right, what's worse potentially? And they're both not good because without good wrist and good hand flex, you're not hitting. Without a good hip, explosion and torque and coil, you ain't hitting. But I actually think it's the hip. I'm a little worried about this.
Yeah, because it's nondescript. You don't really know what it is. It could be a strain, or it could be like a micro tear, as you were talking about with A-Rod. Whereas a wrist, there's bones in there and there's ligaments, but you'll know exactly what it is because it's really easily defined when your wrist hurts, and you can get scans on it. The only encouraging thing out of this, BT, is that Aaron Boone said that they're not planning, at least not yet, of doing any imaging on it. Which means,
that is interesting.
Right, which means it's day to day. If he was really struggling with it and didn't have a little bit of discomfort, he'd be in an MRI machine today.
True. But is that all? But that's true. But is that offset by an absolute gamer being incredibly compliant when he's told he's out of the game? Well, because if it's 50-50, he's like, Skip, I'm good, I'm playing. And I think Boone grants him that latitude. I mean, Boone said, you're out.
Yeah, and he
didn't push back.
He played 157 games last year. He knew how important he was to the Yankees' success. He knows how important he is to the Yankees' success this year. So it almost becomes you got to protect your guy, your star, from himself because he wants to play 150 games plus.
Yep.
And if he can't, he shouldn't. But if he can and really push through it, and it's really nothing, I think you kind of got to give him the authority. He knows himself. He's 31 years old. He's had some injuries over the course of his career. He knows what's real and what's not. And the simple fact is that he self-identified and took himself out of this game. So that's the most important thing.
Let's hope we get some good news. 877-337-6666. Yanks are cooked without him. I mean, there's not much. Not that we wouldn't, but there's not a whole lot of reason to watch at that point. Like I said this last year. A judgeless Yankee team is about an 81-win team and incredibly boring. And that doesn't really change much. Yeah, we'll watch for Volpe. But, man, that would be a blow. All right, it is 10:21 on the Fan Tiki and Tierney Show just out of the chute. NFL Draft, what'd you think of what the Jets and the Giants did? We'll give you our thoughts. Knicks Heat coming up this weekend. Rangers hanging by a thread. Mets you could not get broomed by the Nats under any circumstance. So they did get the win. An ugly one, but they got it. But we're talking about the Judge stuff. And level of fear, where are we right now on the Fan? Tiki and Tierney.
Sure, you see news everywhere. But if you want to know if it's true, 1010 Wins is who you trust. All news, all the time. Now at 92.3 FM.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. Step up to the plate with BetMGM. Turn your baseball season into something special and enjoy the national pastime like never before when you swing for the fences with an all-star lineup of betting options on an easy-to-use app. Sign up now and get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting, player props, and boosted odds for baseball fans. Whether you're at the game, on the go, or watching at home, Baseball excitement is always on deck at BetMGM. Download the app today and find out why nothing beats betting on baseball at the king of sportsbooks. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate decisions. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. New York and New Jersey only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem in New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. Promotional offers not available in New York.
You've never had anything like Kentucky Fried Chicken's new chicken nuggets. They're so good, you'll hear a random choir singing every time you open the box. Don't believe me? Just listen. Box open.
KFC chicken nuggets. KFC.
Box close. Open.
Original recipe and ready. KFC.
Close. Can we get a remix? Order KFC's new chicken nuggets on the KFC app today. That's finger looking good. Prices and participation may vary.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Security Dodge's Spring Price Break sales event is on. Shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Cars for Kids, the easiest and fastest way to donate your car. Donate today, and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org or call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs that will significantly reduce the amount you owe if you qualify. Accredited Debt Relief has helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. For this free information, call 800-820-3131. That's 800-820-3131.
Hey, what's up? It's Jerry Recco, and I had the chance to test drive the first ever Mazda CX-90, and it blew me away. The powerful inline 6-turbo engine can produce 340 horsepower, and it was exhilarating. The Mazda CX-9 is powerful and responsive. This 3-row SUV has the athleticism and handling of a sports car unlike any other 3-row SUV I've driven. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com and schedule your test drive.
When this happened, you talked about it on The Fan.
Drafted in 1988 in the 62nd round, the 1,390th pick overall. Today, he calls Cooperstown home. Mike Piazza, welcome to the Hall of Fame.
When New York sports happens, talk about it here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
All right, 10:28. What's happening? It's Friday. It's The Fan. Let's go. Got a big weekend coming up. More draft picks to make. A lot of people thought the Jets reached a little bit last night.
Mm-hmm. On who? What's his name?
Mr. McDonald.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Hey, listen. You do games.
Yeah.
I'm just not lying. I mean, I am not wasting anybody's time getting on the air and talking about some. I don't want to say he's incredibly obscure. He played at Iowa State. It's not like he played D3. But am I watching Will McDonald on the Cyclones against Iowa? No.
Never. We texted this. We were texting when the draft was going on last night, and the Jets take Will McDonald, and I'm like, who in the world is that? And I do college games.
Yeah.
I think he's only the second Iowa State player drafted in the first round ever.
Is that true? Wait, so didn't they have Purdy's a 7th rounder?
Yeah.
Didn't they have a quarterback years ago, a two-way threat?
Yes, yeah, but I think he was a 2nd or 3rd rounder. He wasn't a first rounder. This is the first one in the first round.
Interesting. Brees Hall, round 2, obviously.
Yep. And
so we are keeping an eye on this. And, of course, the Giants, I know you were talking corner, and they got one. Not necessarily the name that you were throwing around, but do you like the kid real quick?
Yeah, in short order, I do. Yep. I like Joey Porter, and probably because of the bias of who his father was playing against Joey Porter Sr.
I think it's still his father.
You know what I mean? Yeah. As a player. I'm talking about as a player who his father was as a player. He was amazing.
Yep.
And so that ingrained attitude and winning comes with you. But the kid the Giants took is the same size but faster.
Yes.
The kid ran a 4.35. Joey Porter's a 4.5 guy. Not that matters, but I think he plays a lot more man coverage in Wink Martindale's system where they play the highest amount of man coverage in the league, almost 40%. I think it's over 40% actually. You need guys who can cover and are used to covering one-on-one. And so I think that was the deciding factor.
Yeah, he goes, 6 feet, about $197.
Yep.
Very good man skills, a little cocky, a little confident. It should be nice tool there for Wink. All right, so if you just tune it in, listen, we don't know where this is taking us with Judge. It could be a day or two, and he's back in the mix over the weekend. It could be a week if they're overly cautious. God forbid, it could be worse. And if he's out for any amount of time, the Yanks are done. They're doomed. They might be doomed with them. I got news for you. Jeez. So it's frightening stuff. You don't want to overreact, but you have to react. And to me, when the most indispensable player in our city with any team goes down, we got a potential issue. Let's get back to you. John's in Brooklyn. John, what's happening, buddy? How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, guys. I would love to comment. First of all, big-time fan. We spoke last week. Would like to clear up one thing really quick. The infield cutouts. We talked about the turf on the infield.
Yes.
90, I'm sorry, but I did the research. 95 feet from the pitcher's mound to the cutouts.
Yeah, I figured there had to be some. You guys weren't sure. I didn't know the exact amount, but I couldn't imagine that every major league stadium wasn't uniform in that regard. It's one thing to have
And
like.
they did that this year.
They did it this year because of this. Yeah, I got you. Okay, nice. There you go.
Okay, and if you give me a minute, I would love to comment on the Judge thing.
Let's go.
Disclaimer, Met fan. But don't hate the Yankees. I think one of the most unappreciated ball players in New York is Stanton. And when he was lost from the Yankee lineup, it definitely showed over the last couple of weeks. If it was a straight-up Judge Alonso, considering Alonso's got more home runs and more RBIs than Judge since Alonso's been in the league, I think straight-up Alonso would be a bigger loss. But the Yankees are down a center fielder in Hader. They're down their fifth hitter in Stanton. And that would be like taking Lindor and Nimmo and then adding Alonso to the mix. So straight up, I would say Alonso would be a bigger loss. But considering the injuries on the Yankees, losing Judge is a bigger impact today.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right about that. You have to put in the context of what is actually happening with both of these teams right now. Whereas, both they have young hitters, Beatty for the Mets and Volpe for the Yanks, who are starting to hit a little bit, but those guys, you can't fully count on them for 2 months to carry a team. The Yankees, with all of the injuries that currently exist in their lineup, they can't afford losing Judge at all.
How about Tommy in West Babylon checks in on the fan Tiki and Tierney? John, take it away, bud. What's up?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call.
You got it.
Just want to preface what I'm going to say by saying you guys do a really good job with hitting all the sports. I wish you talked a little more hockey, but I get it. No one does, so it is what it is.
I just don't know
I feel like the ratings. I feel like the ratings are saying that hockey is making some noise this playoff, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But that's what I heard.
Well, it's because it's two local teams. I mean, there's 3 local teams in the playoffs. Of course, it's going to have some noise. There's a lot of hockey fans in New York.
Even compared to the Knicks, though, I thought this was the Knicks town, but the Rangers are competing with them based on the ratings, which I'm just surprised at that. But that's not my point. I just wanted to talk about the Mets, and I want to just kind of defend my boy Lindor a little bit because I listen to your guys' show all the time. And BT always takes these little subtle shots at Lindor saying he's good, but he's not a superstar.
He's not.
And I just want to say why he is a superstar.
Okay.
And you can, if you don't agree afterwards, then that's fine.
No, go for it. What do you got?
I think that for all the teams, Lindor is one of the best, if not best, leaders on any of the New York sports teams. And what I mean by that is he plays shortstop, right? It's like the quarterback of the baseball team. He's connected. He's always keeping his pitchers calm. Even Edwin Diaz gave him credit. Like he goes out there, he talks to them, and whether it does anything or not, he's vocal all the time.
Mm-hmm.
After an at bat, he's in his on base, his on deck batter's ear. He's always giving them advice. What it's really doing, I don't know, but you don't really see that too much, and that's just an intangible that you can't really grade. Second, and then my second point.
By the way, Tom, I'll let you make that second point. You're laying that on a little thick there, buddy. I mean, you're making $35 million. I'm not saying that there's no value in communicating and being a leader. I think you're reaching for that a little bit too quick.
Yes, I mean, baseball's a little bit different. I think the baseball's different because it's almost all production. Not all, but I think it's more production than it is rhetorical motivation.
Of course,
you know what I mean?
Of course. Oh, of course. I'm just saying why that's in addition, because the main point that BT makes is his OPS. Now, I think he was top 5 in RBIs, as a shortstop, that's unheard of. So, I mean, the production is a little bit underrated, I'd say. You can go to OPS, but his RBI numbers as a shortstop are not seen usually. So.
Well, I appreciate the defense that you generate. And Lindor's a really good player. I'm not going to start hanging on RBIs. I mean, you go back to 2019, he had 74, and he played a lot that year for the then Indians. Last year was a big year, there's no doubt about it. In 2021, he missed some time with the Mets. He had 63 RBIs. Listen, I feel like this Lindor conversation's never going to escape us here, right? You guys dig in. I dig in. It's all respect. And I really do like Francisco Lindor. He's got great energy. It's contagious. He's a heck of a fielder. He's a really good baseball player. But, Teague, I'm going to ask you to answer this. Can you be – well, two questions. Number one, answer this. Just give me the number. Francisco Lindor is a top what player in baseball? Give me neighborhood, Teague. Hoff, you next, buddy.
I'm going to say top 20.
Okay, so Tiki says top 20 player. Gotcha. Hoff, Lindor is a top blank player in baseball.
I would have to go with 20. 20 sounds about right.
Okay. Dove, I'm going to get you in on the act as well. Dove, Francisco Lindor is a top blank player in baseball.
50.
Jeez,
Ooh,
Dove, what
50. Dove hating over there.
Man.
Jeez.
You're as tough with your reaction to when we keep our kids out of school as you're actually diagnosing a player's ability. Good God. Thank God you didn't teach me. I wouldn't have gotten out of third grade. All right, so Dove
And by
says
the way,
50.
that's taking in defensive. All right, you want that side of it as well.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to.
100%. No doubt. He can pick it as well. He's a terrific fielder. So let's just, Dove, no disrespect. Let's take that 50 and let's just get rid of that because that's a little ridiculous here. Tiki and Hop both say top 20. All right. Now answer this question, Tiki. Can you be a top 20 player in baseball when you've had 4 straight years of an OPS below 800?
Yes, when you're an elite defender, when you drive.
He hasn't won a Gold Glove in 5 years. Just saying.
True, but he is. Are you denying that he's an elite defender?
I think he's a really good defender.
Okay, so he's
not Ozzie Smith.
He's an above average, way above average.
Yeah,
defender.
no question, no
and
question.
He drives in a ton of runs. He does, and he's. I don't want to say he's clutch because he hasn't been that quite yet for the Mets, but in theory, he's the kind of player that you can count upon when you need him. So
okay,
even if the numbers don't tell you that,
but the numbers are everything in baseball. You can only manipulate numbers so much. They are what they are.
BT, that's the problem. But you know when you watch him what you're seeing.
No. Well, I see a good player who's a little bit too streaky for my taste, who goes 2-3 weeks without doing a whole lot. Then he bangs 7 or 8 RBIs in 2 games, and then he's quiet again.
Yeah,
he's very streaky. And by the way, his first year with the Mets, he hit 230.
I don't think.
I mean, I don't know. I know people think I'm too hard on Lindor.
But that's why he's confounding. I know exactly why you're having.
Good.
He's confounding in that regard.
He's good. He's really good. But please tap the brakes on this guy being a superstar. Please. Oh, man. They're pulling me back into this, Teak.
Tap him.
Tap him. Tap-a-roo. But they're pulling me back into this Lindor stuff. I don't know why. Always finds me like a magnet. The NBA playoffs are here. You guys can turn crossovers into cash with FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/BT right now and place a $5 bet, and you'll get an instant $150 back in bonus bets, whether you win or lose. I love the app. You guys know this. It's safe, and it's secure. And they've got cool promotions every day, so unique ways to jump in and try to win a little cash. And when you do, it's there right away. You get paid instantly. So they make it easy to find the money. They make it easy to build all different types of parlays. And there's no better spot to bet all the playoff action than America's #1 sportsbook. Just go to FanDuel.com/BT and sign up and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet, when you bet your first $5. FanDuel's the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Also, the official partner of WFAN. Now, you got to be 21 plus and physically present in New York. Bonus issued as non-withdrawal bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms. Though, if you get those Knick bets in, those Knick futures yet? Throw a little something on the Knicks? Yeah? Did you? He says no. Bet the Knicks. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Home of Carton and Roberts in the afternoon.
The Jets got fleeced, but I don't give a flying bleep. To be fair, the second comment is, the Packers got fleeced. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can spin it however you want. If Aaron Rodgers wins an MVP next year and the Jets go to the Super Bowl, who got fleeced?
The Fan on 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Hall of Famer Cal Ripken Jr. is no fan of baseball's extra innings ghost runner rule that starts every bonus frame with a runner on second. Most players totally disagree with it. He told me that in an interview for this weekend's edition of Game Time. If you're a better team, the Iron Man said, you tend to earn your way into scoring position. And I agree. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month. Level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110. Level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 800-786-9161. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-786-9161. Remember, 1-800-786-9161. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Yes, we do have availability. Those dates for how many guests?
Andrea's Boutique Hotel is the destination to tie the knot.
Oh, you want the whole property?
She needs an assistant to catch the bookings bouquets.
249 guests, huh? And 3 dogs.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Win a trip or 2 to Miami Beach, including air and hotel, for the U.S. Army Salute Fest, the most amazing Memorial Day weekend experience ever. The U.S. Army Salute Fest is a one-of-a-kind event. Don't miss some of the hottest names in music, alongside a large showcase of top U.S. Army technology, combined with a spectacular 500 drone show and fireworks extravaganza. The interactive display village will highlight top U.S. Army personnel and a multitude of career opportunities. Register for your chance to win this incredible trip at usasalute.com. Use promo code WFAN.
Springtime is the right time to drive a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Get impressive offers on their entire Mazda lineup, like the new Mazda CX-5 and the new Mazda CX-30, both with standard all-wheel drive and 5-star safety rating. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code GOLF for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code GOLF. Use code GOLF for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the new Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through June, purchase through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Beacon, always building.
Beaner Ford is emphatic. This month, they will simply not lose a sale to price. And with over 200 cars and trucks in stock and ready for immediate delivery, at Beaner Ford, you can shop with confidence in getting your best price period. Beaner's exclusive best price guarantee is only available for a limited time, and some restrictions do apply. So see them today for details. But visit Beaner Ford in their beautiful new showroom in Great Neck or online at BeanerFord.com.
When this happened, you talked about it on The Fan.
I have breaking news for you. Uh-oh. The New York Jets have finalized the trade for Aaron Rodgers. What? It is done. Really? Aaron Rodgers is now a New York Jet. What up?
When New York sports happens, talk about it here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Getting a little healthy here. Bat's waking up a little bit. Tink, we just had to kick him in the ass the other day on the air.
That's right.
And that's what we do.
They needed to hear it from us.
That's right. That's the Wendy's Yankees Turning Point of the Game contest. First caller to correctly identify last night's turning point of the game, 866-540-WFAN. Hoff will answer the phone. Hoff will hook you. 866-540-9326. And not one, but two pairs of tickets to see the Yankees 2023 regular season matchup. And it's all from our friends at Wendy's. Now, if the Yankees win by a 3-spot or more, you get a free Dave single with any purchase the next day of participating Wendy's in the tri-state area. All right, we're doing the juggle. Yeah, Knicks Heat. We'll get to that later. Yeah, little Rangers Devils. Yep, whole lot of NFL draft. And really, Teak, by the way, it's the next... it's today and tomorrow that's going to have the most impact on the Jets and the Giants rosters.
Yes.
Aside, more so than last night, you would think.
No doubt, without a doubt, because it's the depth that you're able to you steal some players in the second round. It always happens. I was a second rounder, right? Imani Toomer was a second rounder. There's a lot of guys that, for our respective teams, that got drafted later and became serious contributors. Now, maybe not the superstars or the all-pros or things of that nature, but
yeah.
With an NFL team, you got to have all pieces clicking. And yes, the splashes are usually the first rounders, and those are the guys you hope make Pro Bowls. But there's a lot of football players still left that are very good, still on the board. I was actually really shocked about Will Levis.
Yeah.
I mean, of any of the guys that I would have thought of the four, because there were four quarterbacks, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Levis, and Anthony Richardson. I would have thought Richardson would have been the one who was going to fall.
Me too.
Levis looked so good in his pro day, but apparently, and I just read this morning, trying to find reasons why, he had a toe injury, and there was some he looked bad, but it wasn't all his fault in some of his games. It was mostly because there was not a ton of talent in Kentucky.
Yeah, we will get more into the NFL stuff a little later. Right now, we get back to you guys here. Let's get Teddy and Yonkers, talk a little baseball, and the Judge injury, the Alonso comparison, of course, Lindor stuff creeps in. What's happening, Teddy? How are you?
Okay, good morning. Great show. I love you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
You're highly opinionated, but that's what it's all about. I would think that Judge is more valuable, but that doesn't diminish the importance of Alonso at all. But getting back to Judge and the Yankees, Brendan, I kind of agree with you. I'm not sure if I think you said it already, but you have to be. The Yankees are consistently inconsistent. And over a 162-game schedule, that's going to show, and it's reflected in the playoffs and their performance. And it has to do with starting pitching, which we have Cole, who's phenomenal, but then your relief pitching, King did a great job last night. He finished. He finished 2 2/3 innings, I believe.
That's he's a nice weapon when he could give you that length. No question. Yep.
That's the thing. Pitching, Brandon. Since I was a kid in the '60s, baseball is 90% pitching. 90% pitching. Good pitching stops good hitting. I can't recall who was the guy who made that statement, but that's a fact. Good pitching stops good hitting. And I don't know, Brendan, the Yankees with Hicks and Donaldson, what can I say, man?
Nothing.
I don't get emotionally upset anymore here that the Yankees lose because I know what we have in the package.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to say. I don't want to hear your opinion.
Well, I would tell you this, Teddy. Thanks for the call.
That's funny,
appreciate
Teddy.
that, buddy.
It's funny. Like, why get upset? You know it's inferior. Right? That's funny.
Just to correct you, because I know it's always bothered my mom. It's not Brendan. It's Brandon. Let's just change the vowels there. It's all. I really don't care. I know my mom does though.
Unless you're going to throw Fraser on there and be independently wealthy because you're a great actor.
That's true. She's like, I didn't name you Brendan. I got you. You didn't, Mom.
Brandon. Just say BT. People just say, if you don't know, say BT.
Nobody in my family calls me that. The day that they ever start calling me that is the day that they're not my family. Because that didn't start until radio. Not one of my buddies growing up called me that ever.
BT?
It was B-Man.
What?
B-Man. Yeah, it was always B-Man.
And you accepted that?
B-Man's awesome. What's up, B-Man?
B-Man?
Yeah, dude. What was your nickname?
Tiki.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
It is.
Wow, what a badass nickname. Tiki.
I wasn't trying to be badass.
Me neither. I didn't give myself the name, and I definitely was far from badass, that's for sure.
B-Man?
That's what they called me. What do you want me to say? What's so wrong with that?
B-Man. I just never have heard B-Man. I don't know.
What's wrong with this guy?
It just rings odd to me.
Does it really? Well, I guess because you've only called me BT.
Exactly. It just doesn't register. If someone said, "Hey, how's B-Man?" I'd be like, "Who the hell are you talking about?"
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, but guys that I grew up with, that's a little different, right?
All right.
I mean, I didn't know that I was going to have to defend that with any sort of vigor today.
I just guess I got to accept that one.
yeah, I guess you do. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney here on the Fan. How about this for a little swappage? Because, again, not a perfect way to address this, not a perfect way to answer the question. If you're just tuning in, with Judge's health an issue right now, and it's my belief that Aaron Judge is the most indispensable player for any of our teams in our city. Okay, we can debate that. We have. It's all good. It's fun. And we'll get back to your calls in a moment. But if you flipped, this is an interesting way to gauge it because you get a lot of Alonso insertion, which I get. You put Pete Alonso, and Hoff, I want you to answer this as well. Pete Alonso on the Yankees for 162, and he's healthy, and Aaron Judge on the Mets for 162. Who's the bigger beneficiary there? Which team?
I'm going to say the Mets.
Okay. Huff?
I didn't hear the question. I was on the phone.
That's
yes.
Can you restate that?
I'm going to say the Mets.
So no. Who wins if the two big bats, Aaron Judge and Pete Alonso, they flip teams? Who wins?
So Judge would, but you didn't set it up good. Come on.
Yeah, but that's
good setup. I'll take that.
Eddie,
because he gets it. He gets it. He gets it. He gets it.
It's a good question.
I think Judge. I say Judge on the Mets.
It's weird because I don't want to knock anybody. I don't want to knock the Mets anyway because I feel like this is a way that you're going to jab me.
Do you think that I'm actually that premeditated?
Yes.
It just popped in my head as we were talking about my old nickname. That's the only reason
I think Pete Alonso will thrive with the Yankees.
Well, obviously. Answer the
question. So that makes the Yankees better.
Wait. So what? Judge is going to hit 219 for the Mets? What are you talking about?
The dynamics in Yankee Stadium, yes.
Ugh. Teak, isn't he? He's so annoying sometimes, isn't he?
MVP.
He really is.
Yeah.
He's so annoying.
We shouldn't even ask him these questions.
You know what? We're not. I'm giving him a chance to expand his role. He gets weekend shows. He does a great job. But every time, and I hear that he's pretty good over the weekend. Yet every time he opens up his mic on our show, he's terrible.
Yeah, because he's not paying attention.
It's ironic. I'm just kidding. You're not terrible, but half the time. No, you know what? No. See, I'm going to get us back there. You can't say he's not listening.
No,
he actually is doing his job.
Of course,
he's
screening
the phones and doing some research. Yeah, research, please.
I do plenty of. Oh, please, I do plenty of research.
How many times, Dove? You're guilty of this as well. I'm the victim. You're guilty. How many times do I ask for some stat? Right? We all know the databases: Google, Baseball Reference, Baseball Almanac, Baseball Cube, and it takes minutes to get a statistic.
Yes.
Why?
Because I have to type. I have to register. I got to find the information.
He's a one-finger typer.
Yes, he is. Peck.
I go old school.
Peck. What's that, Dovey?
Guilty as charged.
You too? Are you really a one-finger pecker?
Not even two. Just one. Stop it.